Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to this session of fluid mechanics. You know that we are we have started a new subject, that is your fluid mechanics after completion of the fluid machinery. Okay, this fluid mechanics, the paper code is your ME 303, dedicated for BTech second year student, graded 3. So today we will be discussing about the viscous flow. You know that last class we have discussed about the notch and wear. So you have seen two lecture related to the notch and wear. If you have not seen that lecture yet, please see that lecture and come to this topic. Otherwise, you will feel some difficulties when we will be discussing this viscous flow. Okay, so here basically the lecture, what about the lecture that I am uploading this lecture in this my YouTube channel DM Study Center. In case if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for everyday notification. So lecture related to fluid mechanics, fluid machinery, refrigeration and air conditioning, lecture related to solid mechanics, quality and reliability engineering, some lecture from these are the lecture which we are uploading day by day. Okay, you will be seeing some lecture related to Dr. PK Bardhan, that is your advanced welding process, that is also uploaded in this channel. Okay, so you can access that lecture also. Some lecture has been uploaded by Mr. Palash Vishwas related to material handling and quality and reliability, that is also available here. And some lecture related to solid mechanics, that is uploaded by Dr. Jayant Kumar Vishwas. Okay, you can access that lecture also. So this is my telegram channel. In case if you want to get this PDF, you have to subscribe this channel, telegram channel. And this is my Facebook page. If you want to connect me, my email ID, all the assignment have to be submitted here. And this is my phone number. Any information related to the admission and subject matter, you can contact me here. Myself Dhiraj Mondal, Assistant Professor, JS College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Department. Before coming to the topic, another slide, you have seen that the admission is open for 2020. Most welcome to the JS College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Department. In case if you want to get any kind of information, then you can call me here. This is my number, or you can call the college authority for admission purpose. These are the contacts which are given here. So let us start. So viscous flow is basically in this chapter. This chapter deals with the flow of fluid which are viscous and flowing at very low velocity. Okay. So the fluid which is flowing at very low velocity, and at low velocity the fluid moves in the layer. Each layer of fluid slides over an adjacent layer due to relative velocity between two layers. The velocity gradient du by dy exists, and hence a shear stress tau is equal to mu into du by dy act on the layers. Okay, so that means in this chapter what we will see, that when the fluid is flowing through an open channel or through a circular pipe, then we will see that there will be some, at low velocity there will be some viscosity between the two layer of the fluid. Okay, and we will be calculating the shear stress, the mean velocity, and all these parameters it will be calculated. Clear? So the following cases will be considered in this chapter: flow of viscous fluid through circular pipe. This is a circular pipe. Flow of viscous fluid between parallel plate. This is your parallel plate, and in between this parallel plate the water is flowing, and in between this, that means in the circular plate, from the circular plate the water is flowing. Kinetic energy correction and momentum correction factor. Kinetic energy correction and momentum correction factor, it is basically, it will be determined, and power absorbed in the viscous flow through journal bearing, footstep bearing, and collar bearing. Though it is not in your syllabus, only kinetic energy, kinetic correction and momentum correction factor it is in your syllabus, and flow of viscous fluid through circular pipe and parallel pipe. So it will be discussed one by one. Okay, so first of all, flow of viscous fluid through circular pipe. Let us discuss this part. Before coming to the discussion, let us first describe what is Reynolds number. Reynolds number is basically, it is a non-dimensional number which is the ratio of inertia force to viscous force. Inertia force to viscous force, the ratio of inertia force to viscous force is called Reynolds number. What is inertia force? Inertia force is a mass into acceleration along the direction of the force. So mass into acceleration, mass equal to rho into v I can write, and that is v is your volume, and acceleration is your volume per unit time, velocity per unit time. Now viscous force is what? Viscous force is the, you know, the tau is equal to mu into du dy. Now this tau is the shear stress due to viscosity, and it can be written as shear force by area. So what is the viscous force? It is equal to tau into A into du by dy. Clear? So this is all about the viscous force. Now if I am putting that inertia force is equal to mass into acceleration, and this is a tau into A into du by dy. Okay, now du by dy, what is this? This du by dy means your velocity by distance. So distance, whatever length. Okay. Now if I am just, this is also what? Velocity per unit time. So velocity cancel out, and this m is equal to rho into v by t. So rho into q, this is your rho into q by tau into A, okay, into L. Now if I am just calculating this part, you will be getting Vd by nu or rho Vd by mu. Okay, I am sure that you are not getting my point, how it is coming, the Reynolds number rho Vd by mu. Again I am telling you, see, inertia force means is equal to mass into acceleration, and mass is equal to rho into v, that is your density into volume. Acceleration is your volume by velocity per unit time. Okay, so this is your, now the v by t is what? This v by t is your q. So rho q into v, and q is equal to area into velocity, isn't it? So rho into area into velocity. So rho a v square. Can I write this? So inertia force is equal to rho a v square. Now the viscous force. Viscous force is equal to mu into area into velocity per unit by length. So this v and this v will be cancelled out. This a and a will be cancelled out. So it will become rho v. This L will be coming here. Rho VL by mu. Okay, if you are taking L length, then it is L. If you are taking D, then it is your D. So rho VL by mu or rho VD by mu, that is the Reynolds number. Okay. Now what happened? Let us consider this is a pipe. This is a pipe. Now in this pipe the water is flowing through this pipe with a pressure P. Let us consider the pressure is your P. So in this phase, let us consider one strip is taken here in the pipe. Okay, longitudinal strip. Okay, so what happened? One more thing. So why we are describing Reynolds number? Because if we are getting the Reynolds number is less than 2000, then it will be called laminar flow. If it is your 2000 to 4000, then it will be called transition state, and if it is your greater than 4000, then it will be called turbulent flow. So here basically for the flow of viscous fluid through pipe, the velocity distribution across a section, the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, the shear stress distribution, and drop of pressure for a given length to be determined. Okay, so what we are going to determine? Ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, the shear stress distribution and pressure drop, okay, del P, for a given length to be determined. Okay, now the flow through the circular pipe will be viscous or laminar if the Reynolds number is less than 2000. Remember, the flow through the circular pipe will be viscous or laminar flow if it is less than 2000, and the expression is, this is your expression, and rho is the density, v is the velocity, d is the diameter, and mu is the dynamic viscosity of the fluid. Now let us discuss this part. Very important. If you understand this part, then the equation will be more it will be clear easily. Okay, so the fluid is flowing through this way from left hand side to right hand side, and one strip, longitudinal strip, is taken here. The length of the strip is your delta x. Okay, and ABCD, you can see this is the phase. Now the radius of the pipe is your r, and small radius is taken r, small r. Okay, so what happened? This is a pipe, this is your radius r, and small r is taken, and here one strip is taken. Okay, up to the distance delta x. So what will be the area? Area is equal to perimeter 2 pi r into delta x, that is the area, isn't it? Length into breadth. So 2 pi r is the perimeter and the x is the length, as you can see. So in the phase AB, let us consider P amount of pressure force is acting. Pressure is acting. So what will be the pressure force? Pressure into the area of that particular phase. So what is the pressure into the particular area? Pi r square is the area. Am I right? Similarly, in this phase, there must be some pressure. So that is your P plus some changes will be there. So del P by del x into dx, that is the pressure, into pi r square, that is the area, pressure force. Okay. isn't it? So that I know it is clear that if this is your phase, in this space p amount of pressure force is acting, so in this port, because of this distance, traveling distance delta x, you will be experienced p plus del p by del x into dx amount of pressure. Am I right? Into area. So this is the change. It may be positive, may be negative, but this is coming from the Taylor's function. Okay. So here you can see this is your delta r, small area, small strip, in the small strip, and total radius is your r. Now what we have to find out, you can see the equation what you can write, and because of the fluid is flowing in this phase, surface, there must be some viscous force or force due to viscosity, which is basically resisting the motion of the fluid, and that is your shear force. Okay, so shear force is equal to tau into mu into du by dy, but shear force is equal to what? Shear stress is equal to shear force by area. So shear force is your tau into area. So tau into area is your 2 pi r into dx. Am I right? So I hope this equation, this diagram is clear. That means what is happening here. Again I am telling you, some pressure here you can see in this face AB, some pressure force P into area is applying in the face AB. In the reverse side face DC, there is must be some change of pressure, that is your P plus del P by del X into dx amount of pressure is applying, and into area, pressure force. And in the opposite direction of the motion, you will see that there is must be some viscous force which is resisting the motion of the fluid. So that is equal to tau into area. That is your area, means here 2 pi r dx, because the perimeter into distance, and in this phase it is what is area, pi, cross sectional area pi r square. Okay, so this is the equation what we can write here. Considering the horizontal pipe of radius r, the viscous fluid is flowing from left to right in the pipe as shown in the figure. Consider the following, and the fluid element of radius r sliding in the cylindrical fluid element of r plus dr. Let the length of the fluid element delta x. If P is the intensity of pressure on the face AB, then the intensity pressure on face CD or DC will be P plus del P by del X into dx. Then the forces acting on the fluid element are pressure force P into pi r square on the face AB, pressure force P plus del P del X into dx into pi r square on the face CD, and shear force delta tau into 2 pi r into dx delta x on the surface of the fluid element, as there is no acceleration. Hence the summation of the all forces in the direction of the flow must be 0. That means we are assuming there is not any kind of acceleration. So it is, there is some acceleration, then it will be force due to inertia, that is your mass into acceleration, F equal to ma, but there is not any kind of acceleration, so that is why we are assuming it is 0. So P pi r square minus P plus del P by del X into dx into pi r square minus tau into 2 pi r into delta x is equal to 0. So pi r square and no, right, pi r and pi r will be cancelled out. What is written here, you can see this part, this pi r square and this pi r square will be cancelled out. Okay, if you are simplifying this one. So ultimately what we are getting, minus del P by del X into delta x pi r square minus tau into 2 pi r into delta x. Now from this equation pi cancel out, 1 r and 1 r cancel out, delta x and delta x will be cancel out. So what we will be getting? We will be getting minus del p by del x into r minus 2 tau is equal to 0, or tau is equal to del p by del x into r by 2. So that is the final equation, the expression of the shear stress. This amount of shear stress is experienced in this on the strip. Okay, so it is basically depending upon the radius of the circular pipe and change of pressure with respect to distance. Okay, so as we can from this diagram, from this equation, we can see that as we are changing the pressure, or the fluid is traveling from one point to another point, the shear stress is basically, we are getting some negative value, you can see. Okay, so the shear stress tau across a section varies with r. Am I right? Because you can see here, this is the r. If r is 0, then it will be 0. If r is equal to capital R, then it will be maximum. So what we will see, the shear stress is 0 in the middle point here. So shear stress tau across a section varies with r, as del p by del x across the section is constant. You know that del p by del x across the section is constant always. Hence shear stress distribution across the section is linear, as shown in figure. You can see this is the linear equation. Tau is equal to minus del p by del x into r by 2. So this is the linear. So what is the shear stress distribution equation diagram? You can see, if it is your phase, then in the middle portion there is the shear stress is 0. Am I right? And as we are increasing r, the shear stress will be changing, and we will be getting maximum shear stress in the wall of the pipe, and in the middle portion of the pipe will be experienced minimum or zero shear stress, and maximum velocity will be obtained in the middle portion. So in the diagram you can see the velocity distribution and shear stress distribution, and from your the velocity distribution and shear stress distribution, diagram, you can see this is the velocity distribution diagram and this is the shear stress distribution diagram. So in the middle portion tau is equal to 0, in the middle portion velocity v is equal to maximum. So maximum velocity will be obtained when the shear stress is 0, or at the middle portion of the, or at the center line of the pipe. Am I right? So velocity distribution, how we can calculate? You can see, to obtain the velocity distribution across a section, the value of the shear stress tau, it will be mu into du by dy, and it is substitute in the equation. You can see equation number 9.1 here. Basically this is the equation. So if I am putting the value of this, that means tau, so tau is equal to what? Mu into du by dy, where what is y? Y is measured from the pipe wall. So pipe wall is this, and y is measured from the pipe wall. Okay, hence you know that this is your pipe, this is your pipe. Now this is your total r, and this one is your small r. So what is y? Y is equal to capital R minus small r. Am I right? Because y is calculated from wall of the pipe. So what is small y? That is equal to capital R minus small r. So dy is equal to what? Dy is equal to minus dr. Why? Because if I am differentiating this equation, we will be getting dy is equal to minus dr. Am I right? Because r is constant and capital R is constant and small r is variable here. So tau is equal to mu into du by dr minus, so tau is equal to minus du by dr. Am I right? So tau is equal to what we have got, minus mu into du by dr. So if this is correct, if this is okay, then you know that already I have seen that tau is equal to minus del p by del x into r by 2. That equation is your 9.1 equation. And also I have seen tau is equal to minus mu into du by dr. So this equation and this equation and this equation is equal, same equation. So what I can write, I can put the value of tau. So what is tau? This is your minus mu into du by dr is equal to minus del p by del x into r by 2. So du by dr can I write 1 by 2 mu del p del x into r. Why? Because nothing I have done, just du, this is your du by dr, this mu is taken here. So and the equation is forming like this. This is the formation of the equation after the simplification. So what we have seen, du by dr is equal to 1 by 2 mu del p by del r into r. Okay. Now what I need to find out, I need to find out the velocity. So let us consider the u is the small u is the velocity, and if I am integrating this equation, then what we will be getting? What we will be getting? After integration we will be getting, so du is equal to minus 2 by 2 mu into del p by del x into r. Am I right? So just put the value of if I am integrating, then what will happen? U is equal to minus, that means only variable is your r here. Okay. Oh, here it is your dr. So r, what is the integration of r square? It is equal r, that is your r square by 2. So ultimately this equation will come 1 by 4 mu del p by del x into r square plus c, that is your integrating constant. So c is what? C is your integrating constant, and its value can be obtained from the boundary condition at r is equal to capital R and u is equal to 0. So you know that in the boundary wall of the pipe, the velocity u will be 0 and r is equal to 0 when it is in the center point. Am I right? So when r is equal to small r is equal to capital R, at that time the velocity must be 0. See, when the small r, this is your small r and this is your total is your capital R. So when this r is equal to capital R, then here you can see the velocity is 0 from the velocity distribution line, your equation diagram. So 0 is equal to 1 by 4 mu del p by del x capital R square plus c. So from this equation c is equal to what? C is equal to minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into r square. Am I right? So this is the value of c. So what I have got? This is the value of c. So put the value of c in the equation. In this equation, put the value of c. So what we will be getting? We will be getting u is equal to 1 by 4 mu del p by del x into r square, and this is the value of c, 1 by 4 mu del p by del x into capital R square. So ultimately the u is equal to, take common, minus 1 by 4 mu del p by del x. So you will be getting this equation, u is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu del p by del x into r square minus r square. I hope it is clear. So this is the final equation when you are going to find out the velocity of a particular section. If the equation of p is given and radius is given and r is also given, you can easily find out. So in the equation 9.3, this is the equation 9.3. okay, so in the equation 9.3, the value of mu del p by del x and r are constant. Am I right? It is constant, na? So which means the velocity mu varies with the square of radius. So you can easily see that it is varying with the square of the radius. So mu is proportional to radius square. So square of the radius, the equation 9.3 is a equation of parabola. Am I right? What is the equation of parabola? Y square is equal to 4ax. Am I right? So y square is equal to 4ax, or this equation you can see here, u is proportional to r square. So ultimately what we can write, r square is equal to 4 a x is equal to mu by 4, or a by 4, it is equal to a by 4. So 4ax, this formula, it is equal to y square is equal to 4ax. It is basically satisfying this condition. So that is why we can say this is the velocity distribution. This is why we can say this shows that the velocity distribution across the section of a pipe is parabolic. So why I have written like this, this is why it is parabolic. So that is clear, I think. Why? Because it is following this equation, y square is equal to 4ax. So that is why I have written like this, the velocity distribution function, this distribution line, it is showing some a parabolic line. Clear? So if it is clear, then this velocity distribution, I hope it is, if it is clear, then come to the next top point, that is your ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity. How we can find out the ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity? You know that maximum velocity, the velocity is when the velocity is maximum when r is equal to 0, because the parabolic line is like this. So when the velocity r is equal to 0, then maximum velocity will occur. So at that time u max is equal to, let us consider u, capital U max is equal to maximum velocity. U max is equal to minus 1 by 4 mu del p del x into r square, that is the maximum velocity. Am I right? Capital R square. Now the average velocity, let us consider mu bar, is obtained by dividing the discharge of the fluid across the section by the area of the pipe, pi r square. The discharge is equal to, let us consider q. The discharge q across the section is obtained by considering the flow through a circular ring element of radius r and thickness dr. So this is the circular, let us consider small strip is taken here, small strip is taken. So it is what, r, and this is your dr. So what we are going to determine, we are going to determine the small strip dr. So small strip in the small strip, what is the discharge? So discharge is equal to dq, and dq is equal to velocity at a radius r. So what is velocity? U, let us consider. And what is the area of the delta A, area of the ring element. Okay, so here you can see again, here you can see this is the small strip, here it is taken the small strip dr, and you need to find out the discharge. Okay, so discharge is equal to area into velocity, we know. So that is why velocity is your u. Let us consider velocity at a radius r is equal to u, and the area of the ring is equal to what? Area is equal to, this is your ring, so this is your dr, and this total is your 2 pi r. So 2 pi r dr is the area of the ring element. Okay, now u delta q is dq is equal to u into 2 pi r dr. Now already I know that u is equal to what? Minus 1 by 4 mu del p by del x capital R square minus small r square into 2 pi r dr. Can I write this? Because already I know this equation, this is the equation. Clear? So if it is your equation, so put the value, this is the value del dq is equal to this equation I have got. Now if I am integrating del dq, so we will be getting, it is your varying from 0 to r, because total it is your varying from 0 to r. So 0 to r, if you are integrating this part, what you will be getting? 1 by 4 mu minus del p by del x into 2 pi 0 to r capital R square minus small r square r dr. So ultimately nothing to discuss here. You just put you just formulas of the integration. After putting the after integrating, you will be getting 8 by pi by 4 8 mu minus del p by del x into r to the power 4. So this is the equation of discharge. Q is equal to 8 by 4 mu minus del p by del x into r to the power 4. So how we can find out the average velocity? The average velocity already I am considering mu bar. So u bar, u is equal to what? Discharge per unit area. So what is discharge? Already I have got right now, pi by 8 mu minus del p by del x capital rs r to the power 4 by area is equal to pi r square. So ultimately what we are getting? U bar or velocity, average velocity is equal to 1 by 8 mu minus del p by del x r to the r square. Okay, so this is the equation of the average velocity. I hope it is clear. Now if I am dividing this equation this equation, you can see, if I am dividing this equation 9.4 is what? This is what 9.4 number equation. This equation u max, and this equation is your u average. So if I am dividing the equation u max by u average, so u max is equal to 1 by 4 mu del p by del x r square minus, here it is minus, and 1 by 8 mu minus del p by del x into r square. So del p by del x cancel out, r square cancel out, 1 by 4 mu, and here 1 by 8 mu, this 2 is there, and this minus cancel out. So ultimately u max by u bar, that is your average velocity, is equal to 2. So the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity must be 2. So this is all about the derivation. I hope it is clear. Very important numerical derivation, and it is always it is asked in the exam. Say how you can that means derive the equation of maximum velocity to average velocity when the fluid is flowing through a circular pipe. So or it can be asked, the flow of viscous fluid through a circular pipe, show the average velocity, ratio of average velocity to the ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity, or it is needed when you will be solving the numerical. So u max is equal to what? 2 into u bar, or u bar is equal to u max divided by 2. So this, remember this equation always, it is needed when you will be solving this in the numerical. Next class we will be discussing about the drop of pressure for a given length L of a pipe. So keep revising, and already a lot of lecture has been uploaded. You just see the previous lecture. And one more important thing, that if you want to join JIS College of Engineering, admission is open. Contact this number, these are the contacts number, or you can contact me here. This, in case if you want to join the mechanical engineering department, I can guide you. Okay, so most welcome to JIS College of Engineering. Thank you for listening. I hope it is clear, and keep revising this part. Already lot of lecture has been uploaded. So thank you for listening.